Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we have a review for What Lies in the Multiverse. And no, before you ask, Toby and Andrew are not in it. But is it worth playing, even without an orgy of Spider-Man? Watch on and find out. Doc Brown and Marty, Rick and Morty. Pop culture will have us believe that if there is an eccentric scientist knocking around, an impressionable youth is never far behind. What Lies in the Multiverse continues this trope by introducing you to Everett and the Kid. Okay, so with slightly less memorable names, Everett and the Kid might not catch on in the same way, but they are both definitely the stars of What Lies in the Multiverse, an enjoyable puzzle platformer. What Lies in the Multiverse introduces us to the Kid, who has somehow broken the multiverse by tinkering with his computer. Suddenly blinking away to a strange lab before quickly zipping back, the idea of the multiverse is quickly established during the game's opening moments. Everett appears soon after, who quickly fills you in on what's going on before whisking you away to fix the problems that jumping between multiverses has caused. Although the story relies heavily on the idea of a multiverse, it doesn't get bogged down in overly complicated explanations. That's not to say it doesn't do any exposition at all. What Lies in the Multiverse is very dialogue heavy, to the point that by the game's end, I was skimming half of what was going on, even though I was invested in the overall story. To be fair, the story is a good one, spanning the multiverse and including a handful of characters who each feel fleshed out with their own motivations and backstory. This is supported by its strong humour, which actually made me laugh out loud on more than one occasion, and some solid puzzle platforming that makes you think without being too tricky, which is a very fine balancing act to pull off. The puzzles start off relatively simple, such as requiring you to zip between each universe to move a block, or get around an obstacle, but this quickly escalates. Each level does a good job of mixing up the formula, such as adding ice that allows you to jump bigger gaps in the terrain, or anti-gravity, which flips everything upside down, including you. Some puzzles require a little bit of forward planning, but most can be overcome with relative ease. By the time the various elements combine towards the game's climax, you will have mastered each, zipping between each universe like it's nobody's business. The controls feel tight and responsive, so navigating each level never feels frustrating. The Kid can run and jump or nip between each universe, but other than that, his moveset is fairly limited, but it never feels lacking. Having such a lean control scheme allows for the puzzles themselves to rely solidly on the switching between universe mechanics, making them stand out as a result. I found myself looking forward to each puzzle, as the visuals combine with the gameplay so beautifully that they are a true joy to play. My one complaint is that sometimes each puzzle is distanced by too much story and exposition, which becomes a pain to trail through by the game's end. That's a shame, but I did find the puzzles stood out above the story, and I definitely preferred one to the other. Again, that's not to say that the story is bad, far from it, just that it does drag out and pull you away from the gameplay at times. What Lies in the Multiverse doesn't do much new or much different, but what it does incredibly well. Solid puzzles, a decent story, and beautiful pixel art all combine to create a brilliant puzzle platformer. If you're a fan of the genre, you would be wise to give this one a look. And that is the end of this review. As always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please do us a massive favour by liking this video, leaving a comment and subscribing if you haven't already. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.